Narito po to present the final tally. If we broke the record as yesterday, our adjudicator for this world record attempt is Kirsty Bennett.
Thank you. Yesterday, Iglesia Ni Cristo set the Guinness World Records title for the largest charity walk in Manila. Today, it is time to find out if the church has set a new Guinness World Records title for the largest charity walk in 24 hours, multiple venues. The number required to break this title has to be above 231,635 participants. Now that number is based on a Guinness World Records title for the most people walking, which was achieved at different locations solely in Canada in 2007. But this is a new Guinness World Records title for the largest charity walk in 24 hours, multiple venues. It's a title where that record needs to be attempted by only one organisation. It needs to start and end in one time zone, and it can take place in different countries all around the world. So at any one time in that 24-hour period, a walker needs to be walking. And in this case, that person was a member of Iglesia Ni Cristo. May I ask the President of the FYM Foundation, Brother Glycerio B. Santos Jr., and the ministers of the church here in the venue to join me as I present the results. I cannot stress enough the commitment, organisation and passion required to achieve a record of this magnitude. Like all records set by Guinness World Records, there is extremely strict criteria and guidelines that need to be followed. And that's why when a title like this is given, it is such a huge achievement. Starting at 8 a.m. in New Zealand, Iglesia Ni Cristo members walked across 13 time zones. 24 hours later, the worldwide walk finished. This morning, church members presented me with all of the detailed evidence required by Guinness World Records. After trawling through witness statements, photographs and calling people all across the world, 6 hours later, we can now give you a result. 13 time zones. 29 countries, 24 hours. When that final person crossed the finish line in the Hawaii Pacific time zone, Iglesia Ni Cristo reached a number. And that number is 519,221 participants. That's your new Guinness World Records title. So on behalf of Guinness World Records, I would like to award Iglesia Ni Cristo with the record for the largest charity walk in 24 hours, multiple venue. Congratulations, you're officially amazing again.
Baka meron po kayong gustong sabihin po.
Una sa lahat ay pinasasalamatan natin ang ating Panginoon Diyos. Sumasampalataya tayong lahat ng mga tagumpay ng Iglesia ni Cristo, lalo na sa kasalukuyang ito ng panahon ay ang Diyos ang may pasya. Sumasampalataya kami na itong mga panahon na gusto ng Diyos na makilala ng buong mundo ang Iglesia ni Cristo, lalo na ang kaligtasan. Nagpapasalamat din kami sa aming tagapamahalang pangkalahatan, ang kapatid na Eduardo B. Manalo, na siyang itinili ng Diyos para maging tagapamahala ng Iglesia ni Cristo sa buong mundo. Napakamahal, minamahal namin ang aming mahal na kapatid sapagkat kitang-kita namin na sa Kanya ipinadadaloy ng Diyos ang lahat ng mga biyaya at pagpapalat pagtatagumpay ng Iglesia ni Cristo sa kasalukuyan. Ang buong Iglesia sa buong mundo, bawat kaanib, ay sayang-saya sa mga pagkakataong ito. Sila ay nagdiriwang sapagkat napakaraming tagumpay na ibinibigay ng Diyos sa Iglesia ni Cristo ngayon. Subalit, hindi lamang ang bawat kaanib sa Iglesia ni Cristo dapat magdiwang, ang bawat isang Pilipino ay dapat magdiwang sa pagkakabit ng world record sapagkat ito ay tagumpay ng Pilipinas. Kaya inuulit namin, nagpapasalamat kaming lahat sa Panginoong Diyos at sa Kanyang pamamahala. Salamat po.
Inanyahan po namin kayong lahat para sa isang maikling panalangin. Pagkatapos po, maaaring magtanong ang mga kasama natin nasa media doon po sa mga representante.
Ayan po. Ayun.
Ms. Kirsty, what can you say about the dedication of every member of the Church of Christ about this activity?
Well, the dedication was huge, definitely. To the organisation, the commitment, the passion that a record like this requires is absolutely tremendous, and it's huge. And this morning was a big example of that. I was in that room for 6 hours with members of the church, calling places all around the world, checking numbers, finding out that everything was accurate and all the evidence was here that Guinness World Records needs. So 6 hours we spent in that room, so I appreciate all of your patience waiting. But the commitment also of the participants is huge. Like in Manila, I was here for the largest charity walk that was held yesterday, and we had people coming in from buses from all over the Philippines to take place in that. So I expect in other places around the world that would have been the case. Everyone's converging, everyone's got passion, and they're just trying to get involved with this record.
Yesterday, the Philippine National Police reported 1.5 million participants, but the Guinness recorded only 175. What were the basis for that one?
So Guinness World Records has a lot of very strict guidelines in place. So that number that the police may have been quoting could be the amount of people on site for the location. So that could be police officers, security, that could be everyone maybe involved. But in terms of actual participation, so actual church members or would-be church members participating in this record came to the 175,000 figure. And that's based on wristbands. We had a pre-registration system, then wristbands were put on at the start line, and then throughout the middle we had the auditors from SGV who were monitoring participation. They would take off wristbands of people who left, and they would also take off wristbands. We had one incident that someone put a wristband on a dog, so that's not counted, so we had to take that off. So there's those situations that we make those deductions on behalf of Guinness World Records, so that's why the number is lower.
Ms. Bennett, how hard it is to authenticate all the information that came in?
How hard it was for me. So, yeah. This record is just huge in terms of the organisation. The fact it's taking place all around the world, so many different time zones, so many groups of people participating. For example, this attempt in Manila, that's one site. We had 135 sites, so I had to go through all of that evidence, so that was a very, very long time. But seriously, the church members and the IT team that we had here were fantastic, and anything I needed, they delivered it, which is exactly what we need. So that's why we were in there for 6 hours, trawling through those witness statements, calling people in places that don't even have good enough internet to send me the witness statements, so trying to get across all that information. So just like it would have been a huge achievement for them to organise this, it was also a huge task to go through this evidence, but it's a very big congratulations to them.
Is there a prize that goes with this new record?
Is there
a prize for cash reward?
From Guinness.
From Guinness?
I don't quite understand.
Does Guinness give a prize?
Oh, a prize. Oh, sorry. Okay, I see what you mean. So with this record, what will happen is that they get the certificate. A new certificate will be sent out with the total number of participants. It will also go on our website, it will be logged in our records database, and then it's there for the next challenge for other organisations to try it.
Oh, this is a new world record. Would it be easy to contest this record? record?
Well, with about, what's that? Let me just have a quick look. Sorry, guys. So with 519,521 participants, that's a huge number. Not only is that a huge number, but to get everyone to be walking, one person at least has to be walking in 24 hours. So that is really, really hard to achieve. Necessarily the number is big, but then there's all those other guidelines that they need to follow. So, and one organisation has to do this. Like, you need to have contacts, communication, organisation to get something like this moving. So it is a huge, huge accomplishment.
Ms. Kirsty, what can you say about the member of the Iglesia ni Cristo? Yesterday we have persons with disability, we have senior citizens, we have people from Korea, it's snowing there, and people from Sydney, it's raining. What can you say about this dedication of the member of the Iglesia ni Cristo?
Well, Guinness World Records is really proud to be a part of it, because record breaking is meant to be inclusive. It's meant to get everyone involved, no matter how tall you are, how short you are, how old you are, what race you are. It does not matter. We just want everyone to be involved in breaking records. So this record really demonstrates that across all around the world, different places, no matter where you're from, you can take part. So I think it shows really, really commendable spirit, and there's so much spirit with all the church members as well, that they could all do this no matter if it's rain, sun, snow. They're all out there trying to break this record, so that's hugely commendable.
What is your biggest challenge in this, in the tabulation or checking the authenticity of the information?
Yeah, the biggest challenge with this sort of record is really just the amount of information, the volume of information that comes in for you to look at. So we spent a long time this morning. I would do a lot of spot checking, so I would go through all the witness statements. So those are people who are independent from the church, and they're on these sites, and they are the ones who are doing the counting. So I would read all of those, make sure the numbers line up. I would call those people, talk about the counting process. Then I was also looking as well to make sure that there was, in that 24-hour period as well, that someone was always walking. So there are a lot of checks in place. I also checked photographs. I also was watching the television last night and internet streaming to see what was happening around the world. So there's a lot of checks that we do visually, phone calls, anything like that, to make sure it's thorough.
Ms. Kirsty, is there any other world records concerning the Typhoon Yolanda and charitable work to help those who are affected by this?
I'm not aware of any specific, any more future records that are specifically for Typhoon Yolanda, but through Guinness World Records we have so many people who are trying to break records for charities. The other week I helped one for leukemia research, so there's quite a broad range, but hopefully we'll see more of that now that they've had this record.
So, what can you say to the Filipinos who always try to break records, world records?
I have been to the Philippines so many times now, because in the Philippines it seems like everyone loves record breaking. So I would encourage them to keep going, and even though they've broken this incredible record, you can always improve and get more people involved. So keep smiling, keep breaking records, and get everyone involved.
Just a clarification, what will happen if, just like Singapore, they want to contest the result of
this record? Sure. So any organisation out there, now this record is on the books, any organisation out there can contest it. They can try and break this record. So there is the risk of that. The fact that there's over 500,000 people that have taken place of this, it is a huge challenge. So that all they have to do is contact Guinness World Records and get the organising in place if they do want to do it. But like I said, it is huge. It is a new one. So I wouldn't expect someone trying to challenge it in a week's time.
In your own opinion, ma'am, what will this Guinness World Records will do to help other people to be informed or even publicity?
Well, just from watching the television news last night and just the internet streaming, I really think it will raise a lot of awareness about the typhoon victims around the world, and that's very important. And at Guinness World Records, it's great to be a part of that, of course. So I think with the news, you see a lot of doom and gloom and that sort of thing, and something so happy like this, or positive, where people are smiling and all walking together, it really raises awareness of what is happening, but in a positive way. So that's very exciting.
Have you witnessed any other record attempts with this kind of huge participation.
Okay. To be honest, this is actually the first record that I've ever done that has this many people involved. So we have lots of records coming into the office from all around the world, but in this capacity and this challenge, it's definitely been a challenge for Guinness World Records to make sure it is a big record that people would want to try and break, but also as well that we have the evidence we need to make sure it's accurate. So in my opinion, I've never had a record like this before, and it's been very exciting, it's been very special, and I'm very pleased that Iglesia de Cristo has achieved it.
In the name of goodwill and helping our fellow men and citizens of the Philippines, what do you think, or what is your opinion about how this all turned out? Especially when it comes to religion and what everything's going on with that around the world. How do you feel to be a part of it?
It's very exciting that there's something positive like this happening in the world, and it's really great as well that so many people are involved with it in all different time zones and different locations. So it gives out a really good message, and it's really nice to see people so happy and really enjoying it. So in terms of goodwill and all of that, it just shows people helping one another, which is a very important aspect of life. So it's been great that it's getting so much publicity as well. Thank you so much. That's all right. Thank you.
Nakita po natin, kapatid na Benji, ang walang humpay na pag-interview po kay Miss Kirsty Bennett ng Guinness Book of World Records. Tama po yan.